A photo from a recently opened women's only nightclub opened up, and take a look, buddy. Not one bottle in sight. Just a bunch of girls sitting around on their phone, all looking at each other to pay for everything. Cause you know who pays for the bottles?
If your makeup costs more than the date, you're not going. I thought y'all put makeup on for yourselves. Also, it's not our fault if you're too insecure to leave your house looking natural and have to alter the way your face looks so that you can feel secure enough being seen in public. That's really tough.
Women in this country still make 77 cents on the dollar for what men make. So if women don't make less than men?
Actually, if you start looking at the numbers, Rachel, there are lots of reasons for that.
Oh, wait. Well, don't tell me the reasons are. Do women make less than men for doing the same?
No, because...
Wow.
Well, for example, men work an average of 44 hours a week. Women work 41 hours a week. Men go into professions like engineering, science, and math that earn more. Women want more flexible
professions. Listen, this is not a math is hard.
No. Yes, it is, actually.
Right now, women are making 77 cents on the dollar for what men are making. So
but that's not true. If so,
let Rachel make her point.
Every greedy businessman in America would hire only women, save 25%, and be hugely profitable. And I love how passionate you are. I wish you were as right about what you're saying as you are passionate about it. I really do.
Notice how she tried to stop him from explaining what is actually taking place. At first glance, it might seem like women are getting paid less. But if we take a deeper look, you will quickly realize this discrepancy is due to men on average working more hours and choosing higher paying jobs.
So this college student was randomly accused of assaulting his ex-girlfriend one day. But although he was quickly arrested even without any evidence, a single selfie actually saved his life. You see, CJ Procopia had dated Faith Cox several years ago in high school. But despite never even talking to her since then, Faith just claimed out of the blue one day that CJ had broken into her house and attacked her with a box cutter. She had a really detailed story and even had real cuts on her chest and real damage to her house. So police simply just arrested CJ without even questioning him. Although he had a solid alibi, he was soon just charged with the crime. To his horror, he could serve up to 99 years in prison if convicted. But although he was depressed for months, that's when Faith suddenly made a mistake in her story. You see, she claimed CJ had attacked her on September 20th at 7:20 p.m. But CJ's mom actually just so happened to have taken a selfie of them at that exact time. Since this selfie was taken at 7:02, more than an hour away from Faith's house, it was impossible for CJ to have committed the crime. CJ's lawyer said that if Faith hadn't chosen the specific date where there was a selfie, CJ would have likely been convicted since it was his word against hers. It was eventually discovered that Faith had actually done all the damage to her body and house herself, but she was only required to pay $2,000 to CJ as punishment.
This situation not only reflects how men are often automatically treated as guilty rather than innocent until proven guilty, but it also shows how much of a failure the court system is, particularly when it comes to handling situations between men and women. This innocent man was put in a situation where he could spend the rest of his life in prison just because one of his ex-girlfriends claimed he did something. And when he proved his innocence, she got a slap on the wrist and got away with it.
How much do you want your wedding to cost?
My thing is not a cost thing, it just needs to
say the number, we know, come on.
I want 2 weddings there. I want one here and I want one abroad in South Africa.
Okay, so you've roughly done the costings, roughly?
I haven't done the cost.
But roughly.
Probably like 600k? Probably even more. Probably like...
What currency are we talking about?
Pounds. Probably like 500k.
Wedding?
400k.
Wedding?
350.
Wedding?
How much?
You're trolling me.
Why am I going down?
You're trolling me.
How much do they cost?
A wedding?
Yeah, my dress, my bridesmaids, my car, my people, my hair, like my ring. Are we including the whole thing?
Yeah.
I always find it funny that the ones that men need to avoid will out themselves by saying something ridiculous like this. I don't know where she got the idea that weddings should cost $600,000, but what I do know is no man with self-respect would want anything to do with her and her overpriced weddings.
Guys, this is bad. They are onto us.
Because nobody admits anything they've done!
All right, time to come clean. Real talk here. Yeah, that's right. Some time ago, a bunch of men got together and We did it. We completely altered the Earth's rotation in relation to the sun in order to accommodate the male hormone cycle at the detriment of the female hormone cycle. It was indeed all a plot by the patriarchy. But to be fair, if we really do possess that kind of power, shouldn't we be the ones in charge?
All men in the world disappear. About half a day, the power grid fails from lack of proper operation. 94% of operators are men. Day 2, everyone has realized that no one will be supplying shop. 84% of truck drivers are men. Panic looting begins. With next to no law enforcement, 83% of police officers are men. By that night, backup systems have failed and all utilities shut down completely. No water, no electricity, no gas, no telecommunications. Women will resort to lighting candles and building makeshift open pit fires for heating and cooking, leading inevitably to building blazes, which in the absence of almost all firefighters, 89% of which are men. Day 3, apocalyptic scenario. Fires that had started the previous evening are still raging across cities worldwide. Think of smoke as compounded by rotting garbage and human waste, which, in the absence of water pressure, has been often just dumped outside of buildings. Millions of women by this point have already...
Rank yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. What would you do?
What?
Yeah, let's get back to reality.
No, I'm in reality.
No, you're not in reality.
I'm in reality.
You're not in reality.
Here's some crazy research for you. So, a third of men, 33%, a little over a third, of men between the ages of 18 and 29 are not only single, but they're not actively looking for a partner. The same study said that by the year 2030, that 45% of women between the ages of 20 and 45 will be single. So I've got a question for the men, because I see it all the time in my comments. Most of my comments are filled with guys saying we're done. We're not looking, we like our peace. Guys, tell me why you're done.
This has everything to do with a man's desire for peace. Because men are expected to give within a relationship. But then the second that he needs something or he's vulnerable, he's made to feel weak. And instead of finding out that he does have a ride or die kind of woman, he finds out that he really just has a woman that was only there for what he provided to her. And that hurts, leaving men to only want to put that effort into themselves. And instead creating a life that is full and peaceful on their own.
Another episode of What Men Say and What They Actually Mean.
Wonderful. I know I can't wait.
I want a woman who brings me peace. The translation: shh. Don't challenge my behavior. Don't call me out. Don't ask me for accountability. Just shut your mouth, smile, and act like a Stepford wife.
See, here's the problem with that. See, generally speaking, most men aren't the ones that speak with double or hidden meanings behind their words. So when a man says that he wants his partner to bring him peace, that's exactly what he means. That does not mean, however, by implication, that they're not open to criticism if it needs be given. Every person should be open to be able to improve upon who they are. And an individual can give another person criticism or encouragement in certain areas without disrupting that individual's peace. It's just that some out there don't really seem to know how to do that.
If you enjoyed this video, I promise you'll enjoy this next video. I will see you there.